Countdown for blast off. X minus 5, 4, 3, 2, X minus 1, fire. From the far horizons of the unknown come transcribed tales of new dimensions in time and space. These are stories of the future, adventures in which you'll live in a million could-be years on 1,000 maybe worlds. The National Broadcasting Company, in cooperation with Street and Smith, publishers of astounding science fiction, presents
X minus 1.
Tonight's story, 0 Hour, by Ray Bradbury.
It was a perfect summer day in the year 1985. Sunlight illumined the suburbs, and the town drowsed on a tide of warm, sunlit air. On the lawns, the children played. And in the homes, busy mothers prepared for the evening arrival of their husbands.
Excuse me, Mom.
Good heavens, Mink. What's all the excitement?
We're playing a game, Mommy, the most exciting game ever.
What are you doing in that cabinet?
I need some tools from Daddy's kit.
Your father may not
I'll
want...
take good care of them, Mom, I promise.
Very well, dear. Don't lose anything. Oh, what's the name of the game, Mink?
Invasion.
Invasion. What will they think of next?
This, and this, and this, and this. Put that over there and bring that over here. No, you ninny. Now get back while I fix this. They want it this way. See?
Sure. Just let me fix this.
We'd better talk to Drill and get some more instructions, Art.
Where is Drill? Drill? Hey, Drill. Drill?
He's in the rose bush, I think. I'll talk to him myself, and you write it down on the pad.
Okay.
Drill? Drill? Okay. Drill wants you to write down triangle.
What's a triangle?
Never mind. Drill will tell us when he wants us to know. It helps the invasion.
Well, how do you spell it?
Drill, how do you...
Shh! Mink, here's your mother looking out the window.
Mink? Who are you talking to?
The rose bush, Mom. Only it's not really a rose bush. That's Drill.
Well, who's Drill?
He's planning the invasion.
Oh, what an imagination. You'd better come in, dear, and clean up for supper.
In just a second, Mom. Art, did you write down what Drill just said?
Yup. 4, 9, 7, and A, and B, and X, and a fork, and a string, and a hexagony.
Hexagonal, Droopy.
Oh.
Come in, Mink. Supper's in 10 minutes.
Okay, Mom, just a minute. I have to tell Drill. I wish we didn't have to eat, though. It holds up the invasion.
Mink, for heaven's sake, slow down. You'll choke on that soup.
I can't, Mom. It's a matter of life and death.
What's a matter of life and death?
The invasion.
What invasion is that?
Oh, just some silly game the children have been playing.
Well, whatever it is, Mink, it'll wait until you've finished your supper, I'm sure.
But Drill is waiting for me, Daddy.
Oh, who's Drill? New boy in the neighborhood?
He's new, all right, only you can't see him. Not yet. He hasn't come through yet.
What do you mean you can't see him?
He lives in a rose bush in our backyard.
Oh.
Imagination, Henry.
Mm-hmm. Well, while you're at it, tell me more about this new game.
It's Martians invading Earth, Dad.
What?
Well, not exactly Martians, Dad. They're from, I don't know, from up.
And from the inside of that little head of yours.
You're laughing. Drill said you would. You'll kill Drill and everybody.
Well, I didn't know you could kill a Martian.
Not really a Martian, Mom. Maybe he's from Jupiter. Or Venus, even.
Imagine.
They couldn't figure out a way to attack the Earth. So the kids are helping the Martians.
Oh, pretty slick, those Martians, using the kids for a fifth column, eh, Mary?
Drill says after the invasion, we can stay up as late as we want. No more baths either.
Oh, is that so?
And we can watch all the grown-up televisor shows.
Well, I don't wonder this invasion has caught on among the kids.
Some of the kids are giving us trouble, like Dale Britz and Petey Jarrick. They're growing up, so they won't believe in the invasion. They make fun. Worse than parents, even. I hate them worst. We'll kill them first.
I hope you're saving your father and me for last.
Drill says you're dangerous. Know why?
Why?
'Cause you don't believe the Martians ought to let us kids run the world. But I think they'll let me keep you because I'm helping so much. I'll talk to Drill. Maybe we won't have to kill you.
Mary, I think this nonsense has gone far enough.
Can I go out now, please?
Run along, dear.
Don't worry, Dad. I won't let them hurt you.
Televisor.
Oh, would you please connect me with Mrs. Helen Rogerson on Channel 72Z, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
What is your channel, please?
817X, New Rochelle, New York.
Thank you. Just a moment. Go ahead. You can see your party now.
Hi, Sis. How are things in New York?
Fine, Helen. How are things in Pittsburgh? Oh, you look tired.
Oh, I've been having a terrible time with the children.
Sick?
No, just underfoot. They've got a new game that's got me just about crazy. It's called Invasion.
Did you say invasion? Isn't that strange? My mink is playing it, too.
My boy Tim is all involved with some imaginary fellow named Drill, who's running the invasion.
Must be a new password. Mink likes him, too.
How do you suppose these games start? My backyard looks like a scrap drive. They've got every conceivable kind of mechanical gadget out there. I talked to Josephine Schiller in Boston, and she says her kids are wild about it, too. It's sweeping the country.
I can't understand it. Helen, do you suppose...
What?
Oh, nothing. Just a wild thought that crossed my mind. Oh, say, the reason I called is that black and white cake recipe...
What was that?
I don't know. One of the children might have hurt himself. I'll have to run and see, dear. Call me back tonight, will you?
All right, Mary. Bye.
Mink? What is it? Who was that who screamed?
Peggy Ann.
What happened?
She got scared and ran home.
Did you hit her?
Nope, she just got scared. She's a scare baby anyway.
Now, Mink, tell me why she screamed.
No, I can't.
Mink, you'll answer me or come inside this instant. I've had enough nonsense.
I can't quit now, Mom. It's almost 0 hour.
Then tell me what frightened Peggy Ann.
Okay, she saw Drill. He almost came through.
Through what?
Those pipes and things we set up. She looked into one of the pipes and screamed. I guess she saw Drill.
And no one hit her?
No, Mom.
Very well, Mink. I'll call Peggy Ann's mother and see how she is.
If we could only get Drill through, it would be easy. Then all the others could come through after him.
I'm going in now, Mink. I'll call you in for your bath in half an hour. Your father and I want to go out tonight.
You won't be able to go out, Mom.
Why not?
0 hour's 5 o'clock, Mom.
Hello, dear.
Oh, you're home early, Henry.
Mm-hmm. Thought I'd relax a little before we went to the theater. Where's the little one?
Out back.
Oh, same game?
Mm-hmm. Same game. They've got a stack of pipes and hammers and spoons a mile high out there.
Oh, my children. Why do we have them?
Well, they are strange creatures, aren't they? Even Mink. She's a part of us, and yet...
Yeah, look, dear, I'd like to discuss this with you, but we do have a theater date, and it's almost 5 o'clock now, so... Say, what's happened to the kids? They're so quiet. Well, when children are quiet, you know there's some mischief. Say, what's that sound?
I don't know.
Those kids aren't playing with anything electrical, are they?
Well, I'm sure they aren't. At least...
Just the same, I'd better go out.
Henry, ask them to put off the invasion.
Good Lord, what's that? Mary, look out the window.
Henry!
What is it? Where are the children? Mary, why are you shaking? What did you see?
Henry! Quick, up to the attic.
Well, they aren't in the attic.
Yes, the attic, quick.
No, Mary, come back here. Mary, don't go up. They aren't up there. Mary, are you out of your mind? There's no one up here.
Quick, shut the door. Lock it.
But there's nothing up here. What is wrong with you? Now, Mary, come to your senses.
Henry, we've got to stay here and hide.
What are you talking about?
I saw it through the window. Henry, it was horrible. They weren't making believe. It is an invasion.
Oh, Mary, for heaven's sake, let's get down out of this attic and talk this over sensibly. I want to find out if Mink is all right.
She's all right. I saw her. She was leading them around the corner of the house.
Leading who? The kids?
Shh. Listen.
Well, there's nothing.
Listen. The front door. They're coming.
Good Lord, those kids sound like 50 men with boots on.
No, not men. Oh, please, God, don't let them find us. Don't let them, please, God.
I don't understand this. Who's there?
Don't shout, they'll hear.
Who's down there? I demand that you answer me.
Oh, they're coming. The whole house is shaking.
Who's there?
Hush, please be quiet. They might go away. Henry.
Mom? Dad? Are you in the attic?
Henry, listen.
That's Mink. It's Mink. We've got to save her.
Henry, don't you understand? She's leading them.
What?
She's leading them. She's on their side, Henry. Oh, please, God, forgive them.
The children on their side?
She told us, but we wouldn't believe her. Shh, listen. They're coming up. Oh, God.
Mom? Dad? We know you're in there. I guess you better melt the lock drill.
Henry, the lock. It's melting. The door. Oh, dear God.
Mom, Dad? Oh, I see you now. Peekaboo!
You have just heard X-1, presented by the National Broadcasting Company in cooperation with Street and Smith, publishers of astounding science fiction. Tonight, by transcription, X-1 has brought you 0 Hour by Ray Bradbury, as adapted for radio by George Lefferts. Featured in the cast were Nina Reeder, David Pfeffer, Peggy Lubin, Les Damon, Raleigh Bester, Bob Hastings, and John Larkin. X-1 was directed by Daniel Sutter and is an NBC Radio Network production. And now, next week, The Vital Factor by Nelson Bond. The story of a man who sought to rule the universe and then discovered that this formula for gaining that power was minus one precious ingredient. You'll hear it on X-1.
It's Groomed for Your Interests, weekday, NBC Radio.
Good morning, good morning. How the hell are you? Man, I woke up at 3:30 this morning, looked over at my clock, or 3, it was about 3, and I thought, all right, I got about another hour I can sleep, right? And then I look over and it's 4:30, and I'm like, what the hell? I overslept by a half an hour, and I hit at my phone, and my alarm said alarm missed. And I'm like, well, how the hell does that happen? How do you miss an alarm? You literally have to sleep through it to miss an alarm, right? I didn't sleep through an alarm. Did I? I don't think I did. I don't think I did. Call volume is up, media volume is up, ring volume is up, alarm volume is up. The only thing down is ring volume, right? My alarm should be going blang, blang, blang. I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know what the hell. Blame it on Google. Oh, that's hot. Hot, hot. Hot. So how are we this morning? I had an excellent meeting yesterday with the shirt girls, the people at the shirt place. It was really, really highly productive. It was fun. Yeah. And then, of course, I came straight home and went to sleep. And slept for like 6 hours. I'm finding that I get most of my sleep during the day if I let it. Since I can't really get enough sleep at night, I cannot get to sleep early enough. It just doesn't happen. It just does not happen. So that's cool. I slept about at least 6 hours yesterday, right in the middle of the day. I was asleep by noon, and I didn't get up until after 6. And I think I only got up once to take a leak. Right? But, yeah, sleep. I imagine tonight I'll probably get a couple hours sleep, and then tomorrow I'll sleep half the frickin' day. I don't know. Let's see. There was a bunch of viewers this morning, right when I was going live here, and they all evaporated. Oh, I didn't mean to follow that link. Damn it. Well, here I am. Yeah. Yeah. I'm a lucky guy. Really. Truly. I've got some stuff to do this evening to get ready for Friday's show. I got to put the whole show together. I got all the pieces now. Now I just need to put it together. Let me get the big dog. She's a drinking. She's a big dog. Okay, so I did have a very productive day with the shirt people. I was there for over an hour. I didn't expect to be. I didn't expect it to be so comfortable there. I should have known. Bush showed up. I still got a VCR in the car that Bush gave me. I got to bring that in and deal with it. Hopefully it works. I hate those VCRs that you get and then they eat a tape. So I always use a crap tape. Hi, big face. Nowadays it's hard to find a crap videotape. Right? Most of them have been thrown out. Any that are around are usually still pretty good. So, I hate to do it, but what I'll usually do is take one of my, so before I had a bunch of tapes, I would just take a new tape and try it in a machine, and if it ate the new tape, it ate the new tape. It's just a blank, right? And then spin it forward a bunch, so I could use it again. But now I have a bunch of tapes that I bought from a yard sale. Like I got a bunch of soccer games and a bunch of weird programs, and then I use those tapes to record over my bullshit. But we're gonna have to. It doesn't have a plug, so I gotta find a plug for it. What? You have to go outside? You wanna lay down? Come on, you can lay down here. What? You can't just sit there and stare at me because I don't know what you want. You're a sphinx. Go lay down. Go to bed. Go to bed. Go to bed. There you go. That's a good girl. So how are you? Me too. Me too. And then, of course, on the way home from the shirt place, I come up with more ideas. A couple of things that my brother had discussed with me, but I had forgotten them until all of a sudden I'm in the car at a light. I'm like, oh shit, where's my pad? Where's my pen? So yeah, I can't reveal any of the shirts until a week from tonight. A week from tonight, I will be going live, and hopefully I will be wearing a shirt, right? So I'm gonna do shirts, try to get a couple of shirts and a bunch of, what do you call it, graphics, mock-up shirts. So I'll have the girls make me some graphics of mock-up shirts. And then we're gonna do this the old-fashioned way, you know, cash, check, or money order, made out to me. That's it. Stick it in an envelope, send it to me. I'll cash your shit as soon as I get enough orders for shirts. Then I will have an order made. That's it. After the first order, I'll have a standing order. Now, I don't want to order shirts ahead of time because I don't want to be left with a bunch of 3Xs and a bunch of extra smalls, right? I don't want to, I'm not a shirt guy. I'm not a vendor, all right? I don't sell merchandise. I don't, you know, it's not what it is. This is about donation. So I'm only going to be producing the shirts that get ordered, period. If you order a shirt, you're going to have to wait because it's going to be, you're in line with, you know, people waiting for shirts. So as soon as we get enough orders, then I'll order some shirts. I'm hoping I can get a couple of influential people to order shirts and then wear those shirts on the show as a guest. Okay? If we can do this, we're going to be pumping. Right? You don't care. a bear trying to cool off. Right? He's a freaking mental case. Yeah, too much sleep. Too much sleep, man. It really just, knocks me down. Totally. Lord. Totally. I'm really enjoying that book, The Boys. Did another chapter last night laying in bed. Wow. That's some real shit. I'm not talking about the boys on the boat. I'm not talking about that stupid shit. Talking about the boys, Ron Howard, Clint Howard, the Howard boys. Yep. I'm just too damn excited. Put my hat here on old Simon. Put a hat on Simon. Shirt stuff. Yep. Southern California's biggest. I'm telling you. I do, I could do, I could do, I could do. Do, I could do, I could do, I could do. Okay. I still have to do some voiceover. I did a text version of my Video Time Machine intro. I think it's going to have more impact with the voice. So I think I'll remove the text, put the voice in, and see what that looks like. See what that feels like. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this tiredness won't leave me alone. It just won't leave me alone. It's probably something else. are you gonna do, right? Well, all I can say is and follow it up with a right? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do here? Getting a little low on the dubage there. After thinking about making a trip out to the reservation, which is where I would prefer to get my dubage. Right? Far out. So, where'd everybody go? Everybody went incognito. That's what they did. They're like, I don't want to be here, man. And if I am here, I don't want anybody to know I'm here. Shit, I'm turning my shit off, man. I guess I might have to do it anyway. Is get this stuff out of the bag, yeah. Now I know by reading the caption for the book, I know that Clint Howard, Ron Howard's younger brother, I know that he suffered from, had to deal with, suffered, right? Self-suffering. He had to deal with substance abuse, right? So, but I'm wondering if the boys ever, or do, or did, smoke grass, man. Did they ever get high? They're weed smokers? I mean, probably Clint Howard, right? But does he now? Do they? I don't know. I mean, it's so mainstream now that a lot of people who were doing it for decades finally are like, yeah, I'll smoke a little. Or they won't admit it, but you'll hear about somebody, somebody delivering pot to their mansion in Hollywood or something. He gets regular pot deliveries. I mean, there are celebrities, Snoop and several others that, of course, you expect them to be ordering up the dubage or having their own brand, right? Oh man, I was having this dream last night, and I'm in line somewhere, right? And somebody steps in the line, and it is Tom Cruise, right? And I think we're waiting in line for like poor people stuff, right? Groceries or welfare or something like that. It's one of those weird lines where you get a whole wide swatch of humanity, right? You get a whole chunk of humanity inside of one of these places. So anyway, we're standing there, and all of a sudden I turn around, and there's Tom Cruise walks in. He's a little dude. I didn't realize how little he was. Maybe he's smaller in my dreams because he's smaller in my head. But he comes walking, and he's like shorter than everybody there. And the first thing I'm thinking is, wow, this dude is short and smarmy. And he had kind of longish hair. His hair was kind of long. And he had a beard and a mustache on that was really short. And it looked like he was trying to be in disguise, but at the same time wanted to be recognized, right? Sounds like him. Don't look at me, look at me. Matt. So, I don't remember what the hell I said. Come on, dude, I ate it already. Come on. Come on. No, there's none. Come on. Get the door. No, get the door. I know. It's that time of the morning. Everybody wants to get up. Everybody wants a door. Good morning. Dealing with dogs. I know, Sam. I know. What do you want now? So, Monday nights are going to be Minecrafting. Wednesday nights are going to be Elsinore Brothers and Sisters live. What I said, Wednesdays. And then Fridays are going to be the nighttime nonsense and nostalgia. So there's that. Tonight we got nothing going on. Hi. How's it going? Yeah, little itty bitty Tom Cruise in my dream. That was funny. It was like, oh look, they make actors in kid sizes and adult sizes. He's a kid size. He must wear lifts or something, because he's a little dude. You think he goes in to get stretched? You think he does one of the things where we don't see him a whole lot because he has his legs broken and stretched, right? That's a thing. That's an actual thing. Yeah. I mean, how do you break a leg and then stretch it out and let it heal, right? That's got to be excruciating. Hey, put him on the rack. Jeez. Yeah. So, like, for sure, is anybody there? Am I gone? Am I gone anywhere? Okay. Ah, chat. Chat. Well, you know, at least I got a clean bong, alright? And with the bong's clean. That's good. Oh my god, Chatty Cathy. So I'm going to have to sit and make a whole bunch of line drawings, right? That should be fun. Maybe I can enlist my, well, she's in university, so it's kind of hard to... Oh, that's right, I've got some paperwork to deal with this morning. I better keep that out, lest I forget. And let's see, the missus can pick up some papers for me to fill out. Gotta keep my Medi-Cal so I can deal with my teeth. I've got to see about getting my daughter some young adult health insurance, right? She's an unemployed college university student, so I'm going to be looking for some kind of program that'll take care of her for free. Because she deserves it. You know, there's a lot of people out there with their hands out saying, I deserve free stuff, who ain't done a damn thing for anybody or themselves, right? And all she does is work her ass off with school. If anyone deserves free health insurance, she does. Me, I don't. I get it because I'm old. You know, if I was young, I'd have to be working my ass off to get a job to pay for fucking health insurance that I'm probably never going to use because I hate fucking doctors anyway. So there. At this point, I ain't looking for quantity of life because there ain't much left. I'm just looking for quality. That's it. And being vivisected and radiated is not my idea of quality. So, yeah, it ain't going to be pretty at the end, but at least I'll have some decent time in between, right? And just try to stay busy till that train leaves the station. I'm gonna be on that last train to London, baby. Yeah. I tried real hard to get to bed early last night. I think I got into bed at like 9:30 or something, 10:30. Put on a stupid movie. And then I read and then looked up and it was like almost 12 and I'm like, ah, shit. So much for going to bed early. He's so indecisive. He just doesn't know what he wants. I'm gonna have to see if I can get my wife to make me some seat covers for my chairs here. They're leather and they're kind of old and a little cracked and stuff, but some really nice seat covers with some padding sewn in to the bottom would be really nice. That'd be really nice. That'd be swell. Alright, more coffee. I've had way too much sleep and I am just loopy as fuck. If I can just keep from getting tired, then I can get my productivity on today. I have to get this Friday night video time machine done today and uploaded and checked. And then if I need to replace something inside the video, I can do that. Just pull out an element and replace it with another one and then check it again and see if it works. right? And what else can you do? What else can you do? Yeah. Not much. Well, I'll tell you what. I could probably get away with doing a whole bunch of bong hits. Okay. Got some what you call it? Reservations. That's good. Being busy, that's always nice. Yeah, it's nice to stay busy, especially when you have bills to pay. So most months we just squeak by. Most months we just squeak by. We get by. It's squeaky. We need a little grease on the sides, but we get by. You know, we have to dip into a little savings here, pay back into the savings there. It's just kind of a back and forth thing, you know. We don't rely on our daughter for income. She gets financial aid and it's hers. She earned it. It's hers. If she decides she wants to spend it on something for herself, something for the family, then it's up to her. I'm not going to even ask her. Every once in a while I'll say, hey, I got no cash, pay for this. Right? Pay her back. She'll get to the point to where she will be working. And then she'll be required by law. She'll be, you know, society's rules. She'll have to pay bills. She already pays bills now. She's got a slew of bills that she pays. You know, she's got to have a whole bunch of stuff taken care of for university. So she pays. Probably her biggest expense is concerts and anything relating with concert music. That's probably her biggest expense. Monthly, she'll probably spend $100 or more on music, right? Records, CDs, that kind of stuff. Not to mention her streaming stuff. Right. Do I got a hair going astray? I better go look at myself in the mirror. Yay. Yeah, well, I better warm up this coffee too. So we're still battling with ants, because it seems like every time this time of the year, they just go crazy, right? It always reminds me of that movie John Carpenter's The Prince of Darkness, right? Where in the beginning, the bugs are going weird, right? And they keep doing close-ups of ants just, right? In the TV set, on the ground, and then, like the cup full of maggots, and worms on the screen. Just weird shit. Bugs freak people out, so it figures that he would use bugs in a part of it, right? Our Prince of Darkness, that's one of my most favorite John Carpenter movies. Mainly because I didn't get to see a whole lot of John Carpenter in the theater, and that's one I got to see in the theater in 80s. I don't know, what was it, 87 or something, or maybe it was 90 something. Yeah, I remember a bunch of us from Elsinore went. It was at the Winchester Theater, right there off Winchester on the old 395, right next to Stater Brothers. And yeah, a bunch of us went there, and we all met up and did the movie, and then I think we went somewhere afterwards and hung out. Just a whole bunch of us, like a dozen or so. Yeah, but I really dug that because I've always been a huge John Carpenter fan. And that was a John Carpenter movie that I got to see in the theater. And I didn't get too many of those, right? Because he didn't make a whole lot of movies, A. And H, he didn't make a lot of movies. And I didn't get out to the movies a lot. So, there you go. Bong it. Totally. But I just love that movie. And it's got, Parker Jameson. Is that what his name is? Jameson Parker. Right? One of the Simon brothers from Simon and Simon. The other one, Major Dad, right? Gerald McCraney. The two Simon and Simon brothers. Jameson Parker and Gerald McCraney. So Jameson Parker was in it, and this kooky little redhead girl that was in it that I never saw in anything else. Well, I might have seen her in one or two things, but not memorably. Yeah. And then the old dude, the old Chinese dude that he used in Big Trouble in Little China. He did a great part in Tremors. I can never remember his name because it's, it was like Itsui Hirakawa or something. I'd remember it, right? Who couldn't remember Itsui Hirakawa? But I don't remember the guy's name because it's probably like Dave Hansen or something. Bob Lee. So, I never remember the guy's name. He was funny in Tremors and what was that? Golden Child. Eddie Murphy, right? I think he was funnier than Eddie Murphy. But so if you've seen all of these movies, you know which Asian actor I'm talking about. Find him and tell me his name, please. Because I'm too busy with my bong here. Oi. Yeah, the thing about sleeping for so long is that I wind up in one position for too long and I wake up hurting, or I'm asleep for so long that the pain is starting to reconnect, right? Usually I'm up and awake enough that every hour I'm taking at least a hit off of this weed to kill the pain. And it's indica, so it doesn't really affect me the same way that sativa does. Sativa affects my head. Indica affects my body. And while it affects my head a little bit, it's more of a body thing. And where sativa affects my body a little bit, it's more of a head thing, right? So people who smoke understand. The less I smoke, the more that pain reconnects, right, to my brain, to the receptors. So if I'm away, like if I'm sitting here for hours and hours and hours editing or working on videos and downloading and uploading and that kind of shit, sometimes I will just be too busy. I'll say, okay, I'm gonna do this, finish this, and then I'm gonna take a break. And then an hour goes by, and it's like, oh shit! All right, I'm gonna finish what I'm doing here, and then I'm gonna take a break. And then 30 minutes go by, and it's like, oh fuck! And then all of a sudden, I'm just in miserable pain. And it's like, you should have had it hit an hour ago, idiot. You could have kept it in the other room, but nah, you got too busy. Which is why I can't work for anyone on a regular job, because I don't feel comfortable about taking their money, right? At least when I was working for myself doing handyman stuff, I could say, nah, I wasn't with it today. Let me just give you a discount, you know. And I gave out a lot of discounts, believe me. Nah, I said 2 hours and it took me 4. I'm going to charge you for 2, you know, and I'll throw in this. Because I just, you know, I work for somebody else and I have to be on their schedule, and my body's on its own schedule. And it says, hey, you ain't doing that today. And, I mean, I've made up reasons to quit jobs, right? Just so that I don't have to admit that it's because my body don't work right anymore, that I can't come to work and perform the same way every day. It's like, it's hit and miss. It's like some days I'm good, some days I'm just fucked, you know. But working for myself with my wife, doing house cleaning that doesn't have a huge, tight schedule, right? I can deal with that. You know, I can look on the calendar and say, all right, in 3 days I got to go clean 2 houses, right? And prep myself up for that. And then I'm just going to do it, you know. It's not much, so I just have to suck. Even if I'm dying, I just suck it up and do it. Because it's got to be done. It's got to be done. And we do these houses, you know, it's an equal thing. We both take on our tasks and complete those tasks, and we've got it worked out so that we do our tasks and we actually meet and we're ready to leave. You know, she does her things, I do my things, and it times out so that, boom, we're ready to leave the house together. And usually within an hour, a regular job is within an hour to go into a house and clean it. And that's 2 hours. Her an hour, me an hour, that's 2 hours of cleaning. And we just got it down to a science. I mean, I have it down to an actual system where I don't miss anything because it's in the formula that I can't miss anything, right? I just worked it into the formula so that I go in and I work my way around doing the things that I do, and I always go in the same direction every time I do it the same way every time, so that way I can do it the same without fault, without failure. I won't miss anything. On occasion I will miss. You distracted me on my way to get that bar of soap, so I didn't put a bar of soap in there, right? That's usually something like that. It's usually just like that, something really menial. You know, you didn't put a sponge under the sink. I was on my way there, and I got distracted by something else. I saw something, so I try not to let myself get distracted, which is why I follow a routine that's the same every time. Get in this bathroom, work your way around the bathroom, and then go to the next bathroom, work your way around the bathroom, checking off all the boxes in my head. It ain't rocket science, you know, but if you go at it like it is, you know, it's real easy, and you can get it done correctly every time without fail, you know. Anytime I go into one of my bathrooms after I've cleaned it, I know that that I can put, you know, I can put my face on anything. I can put my lips, my tongue on anything in that frickin' bathroom. All right, and I'm clean, right? And that's the way I want a bathroom when I get to it. So that's exactly what I do. I make it so that you could literally eat off of that toilet seat. I know it's ridiculously stupid and disgusting, but at the same time, it's true, right? It is as clean as a dinner plate when I'm done with it. So those are my bathrooms. My kitchen is even cleaner, right? Bugs don't even want to come in my kitchen. It's so clean. They're like, no, this is too sterile. This is like, I feel like I'm walking on the moon here. No. Yeah. Really? Really. I mean, I may not be the most cleaning savvy guy or the cleanest guy, but, give me a job and I'm going to figure out the best way to do it right, to the best of my abilities, right? And mainly it's out of respect to the owners of these houses, because they are really, really, really righteously good people. And I owe them that, right? They gave us the opportunity, and I forever, for as long as we are in charge of taking care of their houses, I owe them that, right? So there you go. You want a clean house? I'll give you the address, and you can book one of these houses out here, because it's clean, it's immaculate. Every once in a while there's a miss, but very seldom. Not as much as other places. Usually every place has a miss every time. All right? We have a miss maybe every 10 or 15 visits. We have a miss. Like, oh, we didn't do that. Or I didn't check that. Oh, I hope it's okay. That kind of a thing. Or you get called as, hey, if they found this weird thing, and they just, oh, darn, I was looking for that. Detach. I should call that bong the guillotine, because that's exactly what it does. It detaches my head from my body. It pulls that pain and just says, go away, pain. Right? It's not 100%. It doesn't always work great. Depends on the kind of weed I got. But I used to smoke for pleasure. For 20, 30, maybe 40 years off and on. I just smoked for pleasure. Ah, there's Big Dog. And not realizing I was actually smoking for my depression. Right. Yeah, and I hate those arguments from people who say, well, marijuana is a depressant, it's a narcotic, and it affects you like this. And it affects brains like this, and affects minds like this. And I'm like, brains are all different. People are all different. Minds are all different, right? And yeah, for some people it does. It affects them just like this. For others, it affects them like this. For others, it affects them like this. All right? You can't throw everybody into one lump and say, this is how it works. It's not. You know, we are smart enough now as a people, as a race, to know that we are all the same but completely different. What the problem is, you know, that's reality right there. We are all completely the same and absolutely different, 100%. It's just the way it is. It's a weird dichotomy, but that's it. It's paradoxical. Yep. So, you know, I know a lot of people out there want to say, well, you can't smoke marijuana for depression because no, marijuana is the only thing that's kept me from my depression. The periods where I haven't been smoking marijuana, my life has been, when I've been doing antidepressants, my life was even, right? It was just horrible. I can live when I'm smoking marijuana. I can enjoy life. I can have emotions. I can be free of freaking anxieties and stresses and all kinds of other shit. I'm uninhibited. You know, I'm sociable. You know, sociable. Fuck it. Yeah. Without it, I'm just, I feel like a slave, you know, with no enjoyment at all whatsoever. Yeah, it sucked. It completely sucked. those periods of my life when I wasn't especially when I was younger and I didn't smoke marijuana. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Man, I just wanted out. Back then I was really suicidal. And then those periods in my life where I did smoke and I was able to actually get along with the world, right? And then back to those periods where I wasn't smoking. I was trying to be a good guy, a good human, good person, trying to be straight and do what society wanted of me, and it just beat me the fuck down, you know? I was miserable. I smoked too much cigarettes and would get into drinking booze, and it was just horrible. I was just destroying myself, just so that I could fit in, right, and do what I was required. And I finally realized that was killing me, you know? I mean, shit, I'm dying now, but that was killing me. At least I have a chance to live while I'm dying, right? Yep. So, I wish that I had back then been able to get into doing edibles, but edibles back then was just pot butter and whatever you could make with the butter, right? I never really liked that because it seemed like it was overcooked and it never gave me a buzz, right? Now that they've got like extracted stuff, yeah, that stuff's really, really good. Those edibles are really, really good. I wish I had access to that, 40 years ago, because that would definitely have changed this outcome. For sure, would definitely have given me more longevity, and probably by not smoking, I would have had a better overall physicality, right? But during the times I wasn't smoking, if I wasn't smoking cigarettes, then I was probably really, really healthy, and those were the periods where I exercised, went to the gym, had, one of those running machines at home. I mean, I was really seriously into health during periods of my life where I wasn't smoking, right? But once I was smoking, it's like, fuck it. Fuck it. Had I been doing edibles, I think it would have been different. Because I could have had that same relief, change to my overall being without having to ingest smoke, which I think is where the whole marijuana thing falls apart, right? The smoking part. Why do I still smoke? Because that's just the way it is, right? I have tried to do different, but I'm just a smoker. I quit smoking cigarettes over 10 years ago so that I could continue smoking pot, right? It was like I had to decide one or the other. Cigarettes was doing nothing for me. At this point, I was at the beginnings of my injury, so pain was a big deal. So it was like, all right, I'm giving up cigarettes and I'm going back to smoking marijuana. And that's exactly what I did about 10 years ago. And then I doubled down on the smoking several years back when I got into a car accident and upped the pain. So I just doubled down on the smoking. I smoke way too much marijuana. Way too much. I smoke enough for 2 people over a month, right? In about a week. It doesn't seem like a lot to me, right? It just doesn't. Because I'm smoking it all day long, but I'm only smoking a little bit all day long. I don't roll big fat joints and then smoke 3-4 joints a day. No, that would be 4 times what I'm doing now. I don't even smoke pipe loads. Every once in a while I'll roll a joint and take it somewhere and smoke it with somebody. But that's it. Otherwise, I do a little one hit that is just a little bat box, and it's just got a thing in here and you can only pack in there just enough for one little hit, and that's it, right? Or I'll use my bong, and my bong is a one-hit deal, right? So I'm not wasting it by just letting it burn away as a joint or in a pipe. And then in a pipe, I used to keep it from burning by, I would take a hit and then cover it up, right? And that just made it worse, because the longer it burns, the blacker it gets, and the more carcinogens are then released into you. I'm not a dummy. I know what's going on. I know the effects. I know what it does to the human body. So by doing one hit at a time, I'm just burning that. I'm not burning the wood or the black stuff that's in the pipe. I'm not reburning old organic material. I'm just taking the hit. And with the bong, I'm filtering it through water, so I'm actually trying to grab some of that tar and pollutants out of it. It doesn't take it all out. Even if I were to put it through a filter, it still wouldn't take it all out. But that's just the way it is. You know, on occasion I've been known to eat an edible or two, but I can't control the high. And while it does great stuff to my body, it also does it to my head. And I've found out that it's not so much the head buzz that I like about the marijuana or the body high, which is great now because of the pain. But I found out that it's more about the other things that it does to your brain chemically, right? Because it can get you high and make you feel good and that stuff, but it has that euphoric sense to it, but it also has other things that manifest themselves in your brain, right? And so for me, it is an antidepressant. It does allow me to get outside of my head, right? And get out into the world, right? And be a dad and be a husband and be there in the now, which, you know, before most of the time I was just in my own little place because it was a safe place. And the last couple of years doing the YouTube and going and doing stuff with my daughter and allowing the medication, the marijuana, to do its thing, things have been really, really good. Really, really good. I love my life. It's a great life. It's a life of poverty and pain and suffering, but I love it, you know, because there's for every bad thing, there's another 10, 20 good things about it. So, yeah. I'll take the pain. I'll take the pain. It's worth it. I'm going to go out in a lot of pain, but it's worth it because I'm getting a lot back. I've gotten more in the last 25 years with my wife and then with my daughter than the first 30 years, right? I mean, in the last 25 years just shits all over the first 30 years. I had a change of venue and a change of coworkers, right? That's all it was. Oh, yeah, my daughter. She's not just smart. She doesn't just have a good heart, and she's not just generous and kind and considerate and courteous and caring. She's also those Not just those things, but also the good things about me, right? I think my ultimate goal is to make sure that she gets none of my bad traits, right? I.e. smoking, regardless of what it is. Smoking in general is just horrible. It's bad news, people. Don't do it, kids. Yeah. As I take another bong hit. Oh, see, there's an ohm in there. Totally. My wife wants so badly to go to Yosemite. I would love to go to Yosemite. Right? That would be awesome. I don't think it's in the cards. I want to take my van. I haven't even driven my van. I haven't started it. Haven't even been inside of it in months. I've just been summertime blues, man. I just do not like summertime. It's the heat. You know, I used to like summertime when it was like beach weather, 70 degrees all day long. That was great. 110 degrees all day long. I'm not a summer guy. I really, really want to take that van and just cruise, you know. And then I look at the schedule for the next year and I'm thinking, gosh, I hope I make it. There's a lot of shit to do in the next year. Most of it just from right here, right? Just sitting here. I mean, what I'm hoping is that in the next 6 months, most of my free time will be taken up by going to pick up shirts, drop off more orders, go to the post office, mail shirts, pick up more orders, and come home, you know, on a daily, weekly basis. That's what I'm hoping, that I collect so much money for this reunion that it can come off without fail no matter what. Wherever we decide to hold it, whatever we decide to do entertainment-wise, it's covered. That's all I can hope for, right? Because I don't want to have to deal with shortage. You know, hey, we don't have enough money to pay for the band, so sorry. Maybe next year. I don't want to do that. I don't want to go there. Yeah, when I just think about the quality of life that my wife and daughter have afforded me over the last 25 years. Wow, it's just, yeah. I mean, without them, I'd have been dead already, or I'd just be one miserable sack of shit. Because I would have just wound up settling for some person in my life that would have just destroyed me, which is what I did before, you know. Yeah. So I try not to dwell on the future. I just try to be in the now. And be in the past, because the past is, I mean, that's where my head is, right? That's most of the shit in my head. Well, most of the shit in everybody's head is the past, right? That's how we learn and evolve and cogitate, you know, because we're using the past as past experiences to guide where we're going, right? So, while we all pretty much live in the past in our heads, I'm like way in the past, right? I mean, I'm so far back there. I'm one past motherfucker. as you can see by the room here, with my 8-track player right there. That's what that slot is. That's for 8 tracks. I've got about 1,000 8-tracks. Yes, sirree. And records. I've got thousands of records. Hundreds and hundreds of 45s. And yeah, it's just crazy. Crazy. Ooh, 78s, reel-to-reels, video cassettes, Betamaxes, U-Matics, you name it. I'm probably sitting on it. So a calendar, and a notebook. Calendar, notebook. What is this? This is work that we have to do today because we are going to have to finish up that video stuff for Friday. So let's put that there, and that will remind us to do that. And then, of course, I don't remember what the hell I was going to write here. Anyways, Holmes, like I was saying, man, what's going on, man? Yeah. Oh, yeah, notebook. Reunion. Notebook. With calendar. And I really need to get the ball rolling on that. And then I need to make a checklist for next week's uploads and make sure I have all of those videos. I should have all the X-1s, and I should have all the other radio shows, and I just dug up another couple of educational films, so that should work there. Let me check the dog situation. Well, I'm on the radio, the show. All right, so the next noises you hear will be the family getting ready. Isn't that just splendid? It's morning time in the old house. So my daughter is getting up to get ready for Wednesday classes at the university. So she'll be going out to campus today. Hey, Tootsie Footsie. Hi, Tootsie Footsie. Hi. You got no more sleeping, buddy? Huh? You guys want to go to bed with Mom? You want to go with Mom? Yeah? Okay. Let me put them out. I'll be right back. Okay. All right. One dog out, one dog in, one kid in the banyo. Rocking and rolling. Check, check, check. Rocking and a rolling and a rocking and a rolling and a... All right. And also... weekly schedule. Got to do my weekly schedule. Keeps me busy. I stay really busy doing this shit. I don't have a traditional job because my body is so fucked up. So I keep busy doing this stuff. It would be really nice to get paid for this stuff. But if this was a job, I wouldn't enjoy it. I really wouldn't. This is my video log. This is what I do as therapy, right? And I'm sharing it with the world because I'm sick of hiding behind depression, right? So I'm here. I'm weird. Get used to it. My dog, he's not used to it. He's like, man, you're weird. Why do you sit over and talk to yourself? Are you talking to me? He's always looking over at me saying, are you talking to me? Yeah, there he is now. He's saying, are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? You're not talking to me, are you? He sees himself on the monitor. I'm not talking to you. Well, I am, but I'm not. I'm talking to everybody. Yeah, he thinks I'm a nut. He's off camera and he just looks away now. Are you talking to me? Alright, so I've got 2 little lists of things that I need to do this morning. I need to start some paperwork. So I can do that, knock that out. One of these things here on this list, I am going to have to put a hodgepodge notebook together now until I get some ink and can print out things and get them into the notebook correctly. I can work on the weekly schedule, and then I've got to finish my intro for the video time machine, and then I've got to put that whole video together with all of the segments, and then I got to pick out a set list for the Friday show. I've also got to upload that video so I can get a check on the contents. I'm picking a lot of old and obscure stuff, and I'm hoping it just try looking at graphics and the video in my head and kind of adding and subtracting things, and yeah. Ooh. Sometimes something ends abruptly, and what I can do is put on a click and have it run through static or bars, waviness, and have it switch to another channel, which would make for a good time machine. So I've got to inject 1 or 2 of those per show so we can see that we're kind of moving around the dial. Yeah. Ooh. I can repurpose some video stuff. Cover up some graphics that are there to use it for my own video, HBO, next on HBO, and then drop in the thing that I want there, featurette, Bugsy Malone, something. and do that, right? And then, like, if I just want to watch like the portion of a show, like I've got this great thing from the Sha Na Na show with Christy McNichol, I can just have it switch to that channel during that section, do her section, and then flip it from there to something else. Yeah, I'm seeing it all now. Yep. So, I don't think I have anything on my schedule this morning. And since I had an abundance of sleep yesterday, and my alarm did not go off today, so, and I still was able to wake up. So that means that I'm still up. Bing! So, I'm just going to work through until I get all the things on this list done. And then start working on the next list, of course, which is going to be shirt designs and the Wednesday live show and the opening and closing for the Minecrafting show. So, and constantly gathering material for Friday night's video show, because what I'll do is I'll create a show in the editing suite, and then each week I will just drop in new elements and pull out old elements. Okay, here's my commercial break. Here's my 3 new commercials. Pull out the old ones, drop in the new ones. Okay, now here's the first music video. Okay, this one is going to fit that slot. Let's flop them around and get rid of the old one. And I'll just reuse the same one, re-edit it, retitle it, so I know exactly what's what I've used, what I'm going to not use again. And that's worked for me in the past. That's how I do my X-1s. I have one video, X-1 video in the editing bay that has gone all the way from 1 all the way up to the present 90. No, I did them all. 100 and something. All in the same editing bay, same ones. And I just kept flopping out the material. Here's a new graphic, here's a new audio, retitle it, save. And that was it. So using that formula, I'll create the show, and then from there I can just move elements in and out, save, in and out, save. And then I'll just gather up enough stuff. Okay, this is enough media, entertainment stuff for the show. Here are the commercials, here's some news, here's some trailers and promos. That's it. Edit it together, drop it in the spots. Every once in a while, flop the spots a little bit. You know, let's put the music down at the end because it fits better with the stuff that we've already shown. I think this week I'm going to go right from the 1920s and 30s music into 1920s and 30s movies, and then go into 1970s movies that harken to the 1920s and 30s, and then from there take those actors and actresses and move forward in their careers and see other stuff that they've done in the 80s, right? So we kind of follow a theme right into the video show, and then use the different actors and actresses. Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great, man. And I'm trying to grab, like I've said, the 20s and 30s I was first introduced to in the 70s and 80s. So that's where I'm taking people. I'm taking you back to the 70s and 80s, where we're going to take a look back at the 20s and 30s. That's it. It's a time machine. So we're going to be doing all kinds of time travel. It's a tight phone booth, so we're going to have to squeeze in. Oh yeah, baby. We got my daughter getting ready, so please mind the sounds that you hear. The door noises and footsteps and other things, whatever else noises happen, you know. Was that brushing hair? Is that a noise? I don't know. She goes to sleep late at night, well, early in the morning. I mean, literally. I didn't check on her this morning, but she was probably just going to sleep as I was getting up. So she's only had a couple of hours sleep. She's going to get up, go to university, spend the whole day at university, come home, and probably do more stuff before she goes to bed, and then sleep in tomorrow, and then do online classes, and then take it easy over the weekend, mainly because she will have had plenty of time to work on stuff at school. And late at night, she works really good after midnight. She's like a midnight to 6. She's a graveyard shift student, and that's great. You know, the internet is fast, the house is quiet, all the dogs are bundled up with her, and she's just tickety-tacking away, you know. Hell yeah. She's got a system. She's like her father in that she gets a system that works and she stays in that groove, you know. And that's important, to find something that's really good, that works well for you. No matter what anybody else says, my God, what are you doing? Why do you do it that way? If it works good for you, go with it. You know, don't let people try to change you into them because it suits them better to look at you this way. Don't do that. Do you your way. If other people don't like it, let them do them the way they want it. You know, they don't have to look in your direction, right? If it upsets them to see you do something that goes against their way of doing things, and you fall in line with their way of doing things, you're not true to yourself, right? You gotta be true to yourself. Do shit your way. Yeah, I think it's time for another bong hit. And I don't have to do anything today. I don't have to do any driving, unless, of course, the shirt place calls me. But even then, I can't really go out until my wife gets home with the car. Because, like I said, I'm not driving the van. It's a gas guzzler. It's a 5.9 Magnum, big, giant fucking motor. And it's got fuel issues. So to drive it is just to be annoyed. Every once in a while it'll act up, and then I'm like, fuck, why can't I get this thing fixed? Because it's expensive, and I'd have to do the work myself, and I'm old and broken, which means I gotta hire a mobile mechanic, which means it'll cost me less to get it fixed here, but it's still gonna cost, right? So yeah, I'm not complaining, you know. At some point I'm hoping we can get it fixed, and I can, you know, have my van for the next year, last year, whatever this year is going to be. Just want to do some traveling. Traveling man, he's a traveling man. Traveling man. Oh yeah, that's right, I was doing a bong hit here. Gonna do a bong hit. Ah, jeez, Louise. Seems like it's there. Oh. All right, you're out of here. Hi, Samuel. You gonna get back in your little spot there? All right, kitchen's open. Oh, I'm going to take a break here in a few minutes to go put my daughter's cooler together, because I like to do that. So, in a few minutes here, when I can have the kitchen. Yeah. I remember when, I never got to go to university, but my father did. My father went to UCSD, and he used to take me out of school regularly between the fourth and the 5th and the 6th grade, because I went to the 4th grade twice. So, but in those 4 years, he would take me like at least once a week, a few times a month, down to the campus in San Diego. And so I spent a lot of time on that campus, going to classes, going to the library, going to the audio-video department, hanging out, just walking around, walking the dog, hanging out at the car. I knew that campus like the back of my hand, right? And I was like 11 years old when I started going to the campus. And by the 1980, 81, man, it was like a second home, you know. And I never understood why exactly he took me to the campus so often. It took me out of school so often. But it was great. It was great. I remember the drives down there early in the morning, coming home sometimes at dark. He used to love to take lunch breaks at Black's Beach, which was just a few blocks away. And we would drive a few blocks away in the little, it was usually the little Datsun, I think is the car we drove the most, a little 510 Datsun. 2-door, I think it was. Maybe it was a 4-door. But it was a little green car, and so we would take that and we'd go and we'd just shoot over to the lookout where the hang gliders would take off, right there in La Jolla. And I think it was La Jolla. And I remember the Marine University, the Oceanographic Marine Institute part of the university was right there on the same street. And we would just drive down, park, and we'd hike down to the beach. And he'd strip off his clothes and go strutting up and down the beach, you know. And I'd be sitting there, you know, a little 10, 11, 12-year-old kid, just gawking at nude bodies, and that was it. And that was my job when we went to Black's Beach, was just to sit there and watch naked people go by, and that was it. But I had always been and still am, a people watcher. That's what I do. I watch people. Lately, it just pisses me off watching people, so I try not to do too much of that anymore. But back then, it was great. The 70s and 80s were a great time to people watch. You know, I could sit at a bus stop and you know, have to tell them, oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't waiting for the bus. Go ahead. You know, the drivers would get pissed off at me because I'm just sitting there people watching. You know, I'd sit in a corner and just watch people. Or animals. I love to watch animals too. Bugs, not so much. Unless it's Bugs Bunny. He's one animal I can watch. Totally. Yeah, the University of California in San Diego. We were going down there back in the late 70s when much of the freeway system in Southern California was still under construction, and there were huge gaps still in a lot of the freeway, and you would have to take a little stretch of freeway for a while and then get off and take a side road, and then get back on a freeway for a little while and then get off and take a side road, and there were just big giant chunks, miles long, of freeway, and then miles and miles in between of nothing but the original old Highway 395 along the 15. And yeah, the 15 used to be 395, which of course is still around, bits and pieces of it, but mainly it splits off from the 15 and goes north up through Northern California, right into that little elbow of Nevada and California. That little elbow there kind of aims right up into there. But down in Southern California, it turned into the 15, which starts down in San Diego and shoots off and goes up through California and then into Nevada and then off into Wyoming. So it's kind of a weird highway. But the little tiny pieces of it that are left down in Fallbrook and Escondido and Rancho Santa Fe and that stuff. In fact, we used to take the 15 as far as Rancho Santa Fe and then go through there and go through that ritzy ranch mansion area. And it has changed a lot. The roads have changed through there because they keep redeveloping it for commerce, because there's no industry over there. It's all rich people. So golf courses and horse ranches and that kind of. There's, of course, the further north and then east are the avocado ranches, like the Deleuze Canyon, just west of Temecula. And that's a big place for ranches. And but it's like an avocado ranch, you know. Yeah, get all avocados. Come on now, doggies. But you get a lot of rich people over there, and they don't want to do anything with the avocados, right? So they hire companies to come in and deal with the avocados for them, and then the companies give them a little bit of money back after they take the avocados, harvest them, sell them, and all that. And of course, avocados are big business, even when they're not being used as actual avocados. You get so much out of avocado, you know. I mean, they take an avocado and you open it up, you remove the pit, you remove the skin. The skin becomes compost. The seeds get cold pressed down and they remove the oils. They probably hot press them with chemicals and shit to remove all the oils from so you get avocado oil. And then they take the avocado stuff and they just bag it and freeze it and then sell it to people who need avocado for their fast foods and whatnot. So avocados can always be in season because you can, pack them up and freeze them. Yummy. Actually, some of that frozen avocado stuff is like the best stuff in the world. I worked for one fast food company. I think it was El Pollo Loco back in the 90s. And they had a bag of frozen avocado stuff. And I don't know what they put in it. Probably, the same stuff they put on apples to keep them from going bad. Lime or lemon or some other kind of powder or something they put on it. But we used to get that stuff and open it up. And it would stay really good in those metal cold tins in the cold the cold prep areas, right? And that was great avocado. That was just whole pure avocado, ripe and frozen. That's good stuff. My coffee's gone. I'm gonna see if I can find some more coffee. I'm gonna find some more. I'll be right back. Hi, Sam. You waited for me. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. All right, I got some more coffee. It's a little weaker, but it's okay. I'm a little stronger. Yeah, right. Yeah, so I was playing Minecraft the other night, running around recording my stuff so that I could come up with some kind of little intro video. And then I'm just going to find like a minute here and speed it up. And then find a minute here and then speed it up. And find it and then just speed up a bunch of sections equally timed so that I can speed them up evenly and block them together and then just have it go from scene to scene, same little guy in the screen running around, and then the scene changes, and the little guy running around, the screen changes, and then the little guy, and it just keeps going from scene to scene to scene. Now we're on a rail, cruise, and now we're running down a road, you know. Now we're running around a house, whatever it is, put it all together, little video, and then I'll probably think, all right, I need some of these other elements, and then I'll record some of that. And it's just basically hook it up like I'm going live, only run it into my recorder and just record the video and audio. That's it. Shh, no. Shh. The dog's out there yelping. It's not your fault. Leave the dog alone. I would go over and complain to that lady, but I don't think she's all there, so. Yes, it's a bummer. I know. I hear the dogs. I hate to be a complainer. I hate to hear them cry, let me in, I don't want to be outside. And it breaks my heart. And I have to go blah, 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 blah. What are you going to do? What the lady needs is a yard and a doggy door, right? Look, let the dogs decide. Here's the yard. They got a safe yard to come out in, do their business, play, have fun, poop, pee, relax, get some sun, and then go back in the house when at their own schedule. You know, that's it. The little dogs, they do whatever the hell they want when they want to do it. We do not control their bodies, right? Big dog, anytime she wants to go out, she just says, hey, I want to go out, and we let her out. That's it. She controls when she wants to go out. When she wants to come back in, she just goes boof. She controls the in and out thing. You know, we're just the mechanism. That's it. And that's the way it should be with dogs. They should not live on a leash. They should not live in a pen outside with, 4 square feet to move around in. That's not right. And that's where those dogs are now. It's just a little fence, a little toddler fence for her little dogs. And they hate being out there because it's just a little tiny piece of concrete with a bed and a cage around it, and that's it. And I would hate it too. So of course, as soon as they get out there, they want to come back in. Is that where they have to poop? Really? I mean, the whole reason we got this piece of crap mobile home was so that we could have a bigger yard for our dogs. And a bigger room for our daughter. That's it. She has a yard, If she had any inclination to give a shit about her dog, she'd try to figure out some way to get a little yard. This guy over here just gathered pallets and put them together to create a yard in his place, I'm afraid that's what's we're gonna need to go and gather up pallets and build this lady a friggin' yard, because she ain't got the wherewithal to give a shit about her dogs, You know, of course, they're going to have to be a doggy door, too. Look, we're going to do this, but you got to have a doggy door, and they got to decide when they want to go out. You're no longer in charge of it. Because she puts them out all day, all night, you know, and it's like, lady, you're killing me. You're killing me. I've complained to her, and she doesn't get it. She thinks that I'm complaining about her, and I'm complaining, or about her dogs, and I'm complaining about her. You know, it's like, I don't mind the dogs barking. It's what they're saying that I mind. They're saying that you suck, and you keep locking them outside, and they don't want to be outside. They want to be in with you. But you don't want them in there because you think wrong. Period. Let your dog in. And I don't know who the hell is squealing out there right now. But it's driving me crazy, and it's driving my dog here crazy. It hurts my heart when I hear dogs saying that kind of shit. You know, I give my dogs nothing to complain about. The only thing they complain about is when we leave them alone, because we have to go out. That's it. That's all they complain about. And they don't even complain. They're like, yeah, you're home. Yeah. And, you know, I'm so taxed already with things to do and very little physicality with which to do it, that to take on another job helping somebody else right now is really, really difficult. You know, I had to give up the whole open mic thing because it tore me up physically. I could not commit to going out once a week that late to do all of that it took to pull off a really good live, and it just never panned out. After doing it 3 times, it just never worked right. I was like, you know what, it's just not worth the hassle. I can't get it to work right now. Maybe when I've got the live thing down, I can come back and try a different approach, but I'm not, you know, it's not tops on my list. This is probably the biggest thing on my list because it's the most real thing that I can do. That dog, can you hear that dog out there? Of course, it's not going to speak now. There is the alarm for my wife. I'll be right back. I'm back, babies. Oh, yeah. Alright, job done. Now I can get back to being stupid. Yeah, it feels like the morning has gone by really quick. Probably because I got up late. I started here on time, but I got up late. Yes, sirree, Babaroonie. I didn't mean to get up late. Because my sleeping is so wonky, I have to have an alarm. And, oops. And unfortunately, something happened with my alarm, and there's that dog again. Yep. Unfortunately. Ooh. What's that guy? What the hell is that guy? Oh, there's my voiceover. Nope. Oh, there it is. Cristo Running Fence documentary about an artist who put a fence for like 4 miles across the countryside or something. It wasn't a real fence. I think it was just a canvas fence. But, you know, that should be interesting. So hopefully that will be not too long. If it's too long to put on the video time machine, then I'll probably put it on the 4 o'clock schedule, the 4 o'clock slot. Okay, I think that'd work. Gonna have to look through my list of short videos for Friday and come up with a schedule for the hour, some kind of set list. Dogs are starting to wake up and freak out over the barking dog out there. Yeah, I've got to put together another music video, and hopefully it'll pass because it's out of a movie. And it's about 3 minutes long. So I need to see if that's gonna pass muster with YouTube. Hi. Ups-doodle. There you go. Ups-a-doodle noodle. Well, it's weird not having to take pills. You get used to taking pills after a couple of days. Yeah. You better go lay down with Bessie, because I think that's the only spot left. Little tea roll. You gonna do some yoga? Gonna do some yoga? Where's Oliver? I hear Oliver. Oh. Funny dogs. You know what? Let your dogs be dogs, and you'll just get way more out of them. You try to turn them into disciplined little children, who have to follow orders and obey rules and do all kinds of human shit. It takes the dog right out of them. They have so much more character when they're allowed to be themselves. Don't stifle them with human bullshit. Just let them be dogs. Let them be dogs. Let them be dogs. Yep. They'll love you all the more for it. Love me like I am, Why do I have to follow some kind of strict regiment and be like what you want me to be? Why can't I just be me? Right? I mean, that's what you want. Why not let your dogs be themselves? Right? Yeah, when we go out, they gotta wear a leash. They can't poop in the house. They can't chew stuff up. They can't steal food off the table. But I don't make them conform to all kinds of other bullshit. Let them be dogs, man. Dogs is dogs. Don't cage them. That's mean. For any reason. Cage you. Cage your face. No siree. Ain't that swell? Alright, I'm going to take a break here in a minute, and I'm going to go pack a cooler full of stuff. Alright, be right back. Let's go to a long shot. And then you get the dog there. Of course, he'll probably get up as soon as I do. But maybe not. Okay, right back. I'm back, babies. It's me. I'm here. Where'd you go? No, really. The house is moving and a shaking. I got everything packed up in the cooler in the bag. Now I get to take a break, drink some coffee, go blah blah. Oh, I gotta heat this coffee up. I'll be right back. All of a sudden I'm surrounded by dogs here. Oh, back into the kitchen. Yep. You gotta see what's going on in the kitchen. Of course, spoiled, rotten dogs get so many treats. They figure that's where they belong, is in the kitchen. Spoiled little monkeys. Little rotten little monkeys. So, good morning again. How are you? How you doing? How you doing? I am real excited about being this close to stopping the show and going on with my morning here. I got a lot of shit to deal with. A bunch of paperwork to do and a bunch of video stuff to make. I've got to do some voiceover. So I'll have to take advantage of the quiet house and do it this morning. Yeah. I'll probably put a blanket around my head and stuff the microphone under the blanket and do it that way, so I get a good quality sound, and then try to come up with the right voice for the voiceover, because it's got to be timely. It's got to sound like a 70s, 80s announcer, right? So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'll be working on that this morning, among other things. I won't be, once again, I won't be on in the evening because I moved stuff around, and I'll be back Friday night. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm getting ready for a longer, more exciting show. So that'll be Friday. So tune in for that, because it's going to be a lot of fun. I got video stuff now. A whole hour of video stuff. It's just peachy keen, man. It's the same radio show as the first hour, and then the second hour is a video show. And then, of course, remember, the only thing that preempts my live shows now is what it's always been. You know, family stuff, work stuff, whatever pops up that's takes precedent over playtime, because this is just fucking playtime. This is just my therapy, my window on the world, and your window into my world. The chopping of food makes me hungry. I'm getting a little hungry. Yeah. How do you get hungry and still have absolutely no appetite? I don't know. I don't know, man. I just don't frickin' know. Yeah. Green, red, yellow, blue. Green, red, yellow, blue. Those are the same colors that are on my Amandre Media production. And it's the same colors on the Simon. It's almost the exact same shades, too. That is totally bitchin'. How serendipitous is that? It's, you know, it was planned there somewhere, and I just didn't know about it. Wow. That's cool. You make those connections, and it's just like, wow. See, you can see it right there. Right there on my marquee there down below. where it says Amandri Media Production, how it's in the primary colors, red, blue, yellow, green. Right? That's what's on the Simon here. That's what's on the Simon. Really bitchin'. And, shh. Don't tell Jeff Lynne. Don't tell him. Because if you do, yeah, like Psycho. Anybody call me Francis, and I kill you. Yeah, any of you guys touch my stuff, and I'll kill you. Any homos out there think about touching me, and I'll kill you. Lighten up, Francis. But tell me what movie that is. What movie? What movie? Come on. Go on. Nobody knows. Everybody's too scared to say, right? No, I'm a fly on the wall. I can't say. You'll know that I'm here. Shh, I won't tell anybody. That's too much. Too much. Yeah, you know, when I watch videos, especially live stuff, I don't comment. I rarely comment on a video, unless it's somebody who's subscribed, and then I go to their channel and check their stuff out and subscribe, and then I'll watch some of their stuff. But other than that, I don't watch live stuff and then comment. Yeah, I don't know. What am I going to say, you know? I don't know. It's a symptom. It's a symptom of my psychological block. That's what it is. Yeah, I'll give you a symptom. Oh, he's symptomatic, all right. And hydromatic. Shut up. Shut it. Shut that. Shut up. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. What movie? Come on, what movie? Lighten up, Francis. Come on, what movie? I think that's one of those movies that I saw on HBO when I was ditching school back in the 7th grade. 1981 or 82, 81, I think. 81, something like that. Yeah. There's a few of those movies that I saw for the first time while in that period of ditching school for 6 weeks. And would spend at least one day a week over at my brother's friend's house and just sit and watch HBO. We didn't have that shit at home. We barely had antenna TV, right? So I really got off on watching TV over there and would just watch every kind of movie imaginable. You know, comedies, dramas, actions, you name it. I got hooked on it. And then I would love spending time over at my friend's house later, a few years later, late at night, sitting up watching TV, you know. That was great. Because like I said, I didn't get that at home. It was just a little TV, and we never had cable. It was always something off the antenna. Usually there was somebody, there was turning the antenna involved, somebody inside yelling, "Hey, that's no, go back the other way." That was usually the way that worked. But it was good. It was good. It's good. I saw a lot of old movies and old TV shows on antenna TV, especially those. Pardon my mic. Especially those odd offbeat channels. There was a KDOC channel 56, I think is what it was, and they had a really weird. For back then, it was a really unusual programming. Offbeat old TV shows that you wouldn't normally see anywhere else, ones that never really got syndicated. Of course, you see that shit all over now with all of these retro TV channels. You can watch anything now. But back then, you know, it was real hard to get Perry Mason every day. or get, a lot of the shows that we take for granted now. It was just hard to find them on a regular schedule, or find them at all. Now it's just so commonplace, it's ridiculous. Everybody's clamoring to get some kind of retro this and that. And I was just reading in the news that it's the retro antiques and furnishings and household goods and stuff, and that's all coming back, right? And I'm thinking, gee, are you kidding me? The retro furnishings and vintage this and that, and yeah, it's just coming back. It ain't never left, man. It's just the new generation is picking up on it, and they're finding that the stuff that they buy in the stores and on Amazon and eBay and that crap and all of this new stuff that they're purchasing just turns into landfill. Boom. It's just, it's made, it's produced, and it probably spends more time in a warehouse waiting to be sold than it does with a consumer before it goes to a landfill. Period. Right? Stuff is literally being made to put into landfills or to be recycled. Let's make this, it's going to have a life this long. Even cars. The cars are going to have a life this long, and then they're going to get dismantled and wrecked and melted down and built into more cars. Right? And they're looking at the lifespan of a car. We need that car. We need the materials to build that car. Those materials have to be put back into the system within 8 to 10 years, or the system starts to struggle looking for, raw materials, right? But if you can recycle this stuff and get it back into the mix and reuse it and reuse it and reuse it, and that's where we're at now. They need the stuff only to last so long so they can recycle it and put it back into the system, and not have to pay probably China to get the stuff back. Because that's what happens. We sell it off and then buy it back as, extruded extruded iron, extruded metal. They buy the stuff from us for dirt cheap as garbage, and then they take those cars, melt them down, and turn them into big sheets of metal that they send back to us in big rolls, and we make new cars out of it. There you go. Why ain't we doing that? I don't know. Why do the manufacturers and ranchers of chickens, why do the chickens get slaughtered here and then sent to China they get frozen, they get sent to China to get parted out and boned and skinned and all of that, and get repackaged and refrozen and then sent back to us for consumption? Why does that happen? Because of the labor. It's cheaper. Americans don't want to work. They want to sit on their phones and sit in their cars on their phones and get entertained. Even while they're at work, they want to be entertained. How many people do you see at work on their phone? Oh, I'm doing work stuff, right? Then why does it sound like you're watching stupid cat videos? Right? Oh my God, he's like so right. I know that person at work. She's constantly just like meow meow from the. I just want to like smack her. Oh my God. No, really. I gotta heat this coffee up. I'll be right back. I'm back, babies. Hi, Oliver. How are you? I don't have any food for you. What else do you want? You want besos? You want to give me besos? No? I don't have any food, so I don't get no besos? Oliver? Oh, come here. Give me a kiss. Come here. Give me a kiss. Come on. Hi. Hello. I'm over here. You want me to pet you? Kiss me first. No? Oh, you got... Somebody's making food in there. I know. You can't help it. You can't help it. You're just a little fatty. And you just love food, huh? What are you going to do? Okay, I'll keep scratching you. Keep scratching you. Mira tu mano. Mira tu mano. Arr. Well, gosh. Gosh. No, really. Sorry, I've got ideas. Little sparks of imagination going on. Mainly because, you know, ain't that a shame. Mainly because mainly. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to be real creative this morning. I got a lot of stuff to do. And I just feel like it keeps getting later and later. Earlier and earlier. What's up with that? What's up with that? Oh, what's the faces of those dogs while they're watching food being made? Yeah. Yeah. I was reading that The Boys, Ron Howard and Clint Howard, and I like how they go back and forth talking about the topic of discussion for that chapter, wherever they're at in the story. And I really dig how they'll have a point counterpoint kind of thing going on. One will discuss something, other will come with, I completely disagree with that. It happened like this, right? I really dig that. Or at one point, Clint describes the state of the house after Ron finally left and got married, right? And I won't go into details, but it was like a whole fat paragraph discussing this from Clint's point of view, and then Ron, the only thing he could say was, I plead guilty. And it was just hilarious. I'm literally in bed reading this, laughing out loud, you know, to myself. It was hilarious. But it made me think of how normal their household was, how human it was, you know, because it was, you know, they were, I mean, talk about the average family, you know. Everything that I've read so far just says that they were just the, you know, as plain Jane as they could be, all the way through. And kept it that way, kept it all down to earth, specifically because they were in Hollywood, you know. And they didn't want their lives to get out of control. Yeah, wow. I read that book and I get a lot of wow moments, you know. Like, wow, that's heavy, that's real, man. That's some real stuff. Like my show here in the morning, this is real, this is all real. This is real reality. This is as real as you get, baby. It's the realest reality show out there. I mean, you got all kinds of stuff going on. Like another dog just ran in and hunkered down on the chair over here. Can you see him? Can you just pick him out there? Hey, Whitey. Hey, Whitey. What's up, Whitey? Biscuits and gravy. What's going on, little whitefish? What are you doing? Hi. You know, little Oliver. He just jumped up and flopped into that position. That's freaking hilarious. That's just outrageous. He's a cutie. He's a cutie. You say cutie and he gets that look on his face like, is it me? Am I cute? And then he does that really cute. Every time I say cute, he looks over at me. Are you cute? Are you cute? And then he'll do that Dr. Evil thing where he'll take his back foot and he'll put it up at his cheek. And he'll just hold it there. Or hold it there next to his face. Yeah, he's a funny guy. He's a funny guy. Quite a lot of character as well. Very interested in what's going on in the kitchen. We've got to get a frame for this and figure out where to put this and this other one here from Killers. In my daughter's room, she's running out of space. It's a small room, not too many walls. So we're going to start putting paper posters and stuff, or maybe framed posters and stuff on the walls, or the ceiling, because there's just no room on the walls. You know? It's like, I'm like, oh, really? Yeah, really. Really, Bo Beely. I was just thinking, how am I going to get this KMET poster? That's a banner. It's like a wide banner that says "Who Ya." How am I going to get that framed? I'm thinking, okay, I'll get one of those poster frames, right? Plastic, plexiglass, little cardboard in the back, and little edges that hold it all together, and cut one of those down to fit it perfectly. Because I really want to get that thing up. I should have taken it to the ELO concert. It would have been a hit. Yep. Talk about a time trip. The shirt was enough. The shirt at the concert was a total hit. I mean, I got 50 people making comments about it, literally, honestly. And I got a photo of the one guy who had a KME t-shirt there, which was hilarious, that we both thought to wear our KME t-shirts to an ELO concert. Yeah. Just great stuff, great stories. Ask me about it sometime, I'll tell you. Oh yeah. I know, I love it. It sounds like a restaurant. It's bitchin'. Those are my favorite sounds. Being in a restaurant, or the sounds from the kitchen. You know, you can hear the food cooking, the stuff frying up, the clanging of the dishes, especially in a restaurant. It just totally gives me visions of being in a restaurant, working, being in the kitchen, being a busboy or a dishwasher. You know, all of those noises are just so familiar from the past, you know, so that even if I hear the random dishes clanging together, you know, it'll send me back to working like at Joanne's restaurant in Idlewild in the late 90s, no, early 2000s. Yeah. You know, or in any other place that there was a place that I worked at in the early 90s in Arizona. I can't remember the name of the restaurant. It was just one of those Denny's type restaurants, Norms, and it was, God, it totally smelled like a cafe, one of those corporate cafes, like Denny's. You know, it just had that smell of over-processed, packaged, bulk packaged, you know, food, you know, where they'd make up a big giant vat of gravy. I mean, literally 2 gallons of gravy. I just thought this might not be enough for this morning, you know. All right, be careful, drive safe. Have a good day, honey. Love you. See you later. I'll send you that message in a bit. holy moly. And there's one. College girl, university woman is just about ready. She's a full-blown woman. She's all woman. She's more woman than I'll ever be man. I'm telling you, my daughter is just either one of my girls. They're both way more woman individually than I'll ever be man singly. Guarantee that. That's why I'm the luckiest son of a bitch in the world. You know? Totally. I had to stop myself from almost crying last night in bed thinking about how lucky I am. Yep. And literally the last 25 years have just just shit all over the first 30. I gotta see if there's something going on with my wife. I heard a little bit of a bang. Right back. That box was a VCR and remote, sans the plug, the cord. So thank you, Bush, for that generous donation that he found at a thrift shop. I need to get him over here so I can repay his kindness. That's a TV and a VCR. I need to get them up and working, and then get them back to him, right? With some tape so that he can use it during his open mic thing, right? Hopefully I can get the stuff to work good enough where he can use it weekly and pull it up on stage, put it on a table, set it there, and then put stuff on the videotape that says something about the whole open mic. Record a bunch of video stuff, weird video stuff, and just get it on the little TV screen back there. And then eventually add a projector and project some stuff up onto the wall. So that'd be neat, you know. So hi, you guys running out of chair space here? You came late to the party, huh, Sam? And now there's no seat for you? And now you want to share my seat? I know that you know that I can read your mind. So you want me to move over now so you can sit down. I get it. I get it. All right. Come on. Okay. Okay, there you go. And there you have it. There you... Hi, Sam. Sam. Silly guy. Yep. Just seeing your face there. So I had thoughts of maybe doing my voiceover this morning live, right, and record it into one computer while I'm live on this computer and kind of take you along with me through recording it and then taking it from there and then putting it into an editing bay and then editing it down to what I need, grabbing the right one, making sure it's the right length, and then putting it into the audio into the correct spot in the video and then finish the video out. I wanted to do that this morning, but now we don't have enough time, now that the house has finally calmed down. Last night when I thought of this, I didn't put together the thought that, oh yeah, the house is going to be too busy to even think about doing any quality sound work. So, but the house is empty now, so this morning I'm going to eat some breakfast, put on some music, and bang this thing out, you know. And yeah, and see what I can do. See what I can do now. Because I got a couple of post-its here that have to get done today. So there you go. Algernon Cadwallader. Yeah. Anybody? 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 Nah. Totally. Alright, I'm getting pumped. I'm here to pump myself up. Pump, pump, pump. Pump, pump. Looking over at the little doggies here. They're all concerned about the sounds and the noises. Somebody coming back? Are they here? Did they come back? Did they come back? Oh, they're not back. After a while, they'll just go to sleep. Right? So the things on my list are a bunch of sit down and do it stuff. Sometimes I get stuff that I get to do, which is sit down, do it, and then let it process and save, and then I get time in between to get up and run around and do stuff here, like clean. I haven't had time to do that, and I probably won't get time to do that. That's all sit down stuff, and this list here is all sit down stuff. So there's that. Basically, I just have to sit here and do it until it's done, and then I'm free to do my own stupid stuff. I don't think I'm going to get to do stupid stuff today. Probably got to make a drive out to the reservation. But the only stupid thing I got to do today. So, and maybe go into town. Probably go into town, drop off some paperwork. Stop by the t-shirt place, go out to the reservation. Maybe go by the store. Pick up another loaf of bread. And some more juice for my daughter. I think my wife has already got her hands full after her venture out to a friend's house. So, we'll see. Man, work has been really, really slow. Really, really slow. Really slow. Just squeaking by. Just getting buttered up and just squeaking through. And it's getting pretty low on butter too. So that's all right. Things will pick up. The calendar's kind of, it goes up and then it gets a couple of cancellations. Then it goes up and you get a couple. So now it's, rather than kind of doing this, it's kind of going up and up. So hopefully we'll balance out again where we're getting at least 2 to 3 cleanings a week, which is just enough to take care of stuff, right? I hate it when we have to, be dependent upon the system for help. If I wasn't old and broken, I wouldn't have to worry about it. Just go out and drum up some handyman work. There you go. There's your cash. How much more you need? Okay. I can go out and bring that home in a few hours. Somebody over here wants this done. I get enough time to run to Home Depot and then go over there and do that and get some cash. And that's the way I used to do it. After doing the slave labor stuff, working for some dickhead who didn't give a shit about me, but tried to convince me that I was family, right? How many jobs like that did I have? Too many. You get hurt and then they're like, fucking get out of here. Or you get sick, get out of here. We don't need you anymore. There's family for you. Well, I guess it's right. I guess they're right. Shit happens and your family abandons you. I guess it's true to form that same thing should happen at work, right? Right. Oh, these dogs are just too cute. Oh, I just want to grab them, snuggle. Just kiss faces. I just want to kiss noses. I just want to kiss those noses. Oh, these sweet little lips. These furry little faces. My goodness. Yeah. It's my happy place. This is my happy place. I want my happy place to go somewhere else, though. What I'd really love is to put about a half a dozen storage containers out in the middle of the desert, configured into a something with a courtyard in the center, right? And then little add-ons to some of those storage containers to create a larger area in one of them, right? So you go down one and then you go into a doorway and this room is actually bigger, and if that means adding more storage containers and cutting passageways, so be it. But it's like the perfect low budget way to create a really nice home. You set up your cinder block and concrete rebar foundation, and you bring in your storage containers, and because they're all measured exactly and everything's a tight, easy, perfect fit, and you square everything up, line everything up, bolt everything down, cut open your doorways and your windows and your passageways, install all of those doors and windows, and leave it like it is, cover it with stuff. Either way you go. And in 6 months you can have a really, really righteous house with a courtyard covered inside the courtyard, all walled fence all the way around it. Yeah. It's, you know, and then a lot of that work can be done yourself as well. You know, you hire a crane to come and lift these things onto their foundations and stack them where they need to go. And then you learn how to weld, and you weld the shit yourself, right? Fucking operate the damn crane yourself if you think you can do that, right? And just every step of the way, do as much as you can possibly do yourself to cut down on costs, because you don't have to pay yourself, right? You don't have to pay your family. You know, the payoff for them and you is you get a fucking house. And then, gosh, I've been around the trade since I was 15, and I picked up on a lot, and all of that and more is here on YouTube, where you can just find a fucking video and find 20 fucking 100 videos if you want on how to do one thing, and then pick the way that's best for you, that's going to fit what you're doing, and fucking learn that and do it. Hey Marge, bring up that video. Just a minute, Harry, I'm in the kitchen. Right? So there you go. Gosh, I can't wait to get off of here and get shit rolling. I've got so much stuff to do. I can hear the trash man out there doing his thing. Makes me want to do my thing. Oh, I am doing my thing. It's all my thing. Yeah, man. Great. Great. I think I can accomplish most of this, if not all of it, this morning here before my wife gets back. And then I can run out, do what I need to do with whatever paperwork she brings me, and then run out and deal with that. Deal with my other shit, get back here, finish off anything I need to do. I need to finish off that video, and I need to friggin' upload it and get it checked, so that when I'm doing live, I don't get cut live because I started playing something that was copywritten, and noticeably copywritten. So, yeah. There he goes. Ooh, voice loud this morning. There you go. Most of the stuff I play, well, everything I play on the nighttime show has got some kind of copyright thing, but because I'm not monetized, and this is a free show, free channel, it's all about the viewers and education of the past and time travel, historical value, all of that crap. So that's why it's here. I'm hoping the video is going to be the same thing. That I can get away with playing a lot of video because it has its historic and educational value, right? It is entertainment, but it is entertainment of a period long ago, and we need to not forget about the past. We can't just cancel stuff out. We have to learn about the past, understand the past, in order to not repeat the bad things of the past. And yeah, there are a few people who look to the past and grab onto those bad things and go, yeah, this is for me, man, I like this bad stuff. And that's just, you know, unfortunate, but totally human and stupid. But for the most part, you educate people about the past, and you benefit way more than canceling it out. Period. Yeah, argue all you want about your cancel culture values, but you know, you can't argue with that main point, is that when you cancel out the past, you cancel out the lessons that need to be learned from the past. Otherwise, you just screw it up again. And that's going to happen. It's going to happen real soon. because we keep, you know, I don't want to think about it. It hurts my feelings. And so then we hide shit. We tear down the old and think about the new with no regard to what we should have learned from the old. And then we repeat it. We're right on the way of repeating it now here in the United States, because we have tried to avoid so much of the past that we've gone astray. We've gone right back to our old stupid ways. Humanity, not just the United States, but humanity. We're screwing it up. And it's greed, it's power, manipulation. That's all that's doing it. You know, there you go. I'm right back into my 3rd hour rant, you know. That happens. It's cool. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so a little bit of food. And then just get right into working on paperwork first, get that out of the way. Run through and make a weekly schedule. And do that voiceover, I gotta do that voiceover. Get that done. So I'll do paperwork and then voiceover. And then probably finish off that video. Put that whole video together and work on that and get that uploaded to YouTube privately so I can get it checked. And then work on my weekly schedule, which pretty much should be all ready to upload by tomorrow or by the weekend. I haven't done any uploading. Usually by the middle of the week, I've uploaded most of next week, and I haven't uploaded anything yet. So I have to get into that, because I can only upload so many videos a day. So, and these live things count. So, there you go. Yeah. Oh man, I'm starting to get really hungry. Now the hard part, trying to find something to eat that doesn't just make me want to say, forget it. I have little nutritional drinks now, so I can drink some of those. But I actually have to put actual food in me, and that sucks. I gotta fight to get that cereal bar, that little cereal bar in me in the mornings. And that's just so that I can drink coffee. And then that cereal bar wears off in an hour and a half, 2 hours. By this 3rd hour here, I am just starving. And I never know what to eat. I just don't know. Maybe there's a English muffin. I can butter one of those up and have that. And get me primed up to eat something in an hour for lunch, right? If the video stuff doesn't keep me occupied for 4 hours and I look up and go, oh my gosh, what happened? Right? Where'd the time go? Happens every day. Just try to get too much done every day that sometimes I'll wind up getting nothing done because I just get overwhelmed. And it's like, fuck it, I gotta take a nap. I'm in too much pain and I got too much shit in my head. I need to just detox. I need to clear my head. Put this pain to rest for a little while. Yeah. But I have no choice at this point. I've got too many things to work on to let the pain take over. Yep. All right. It's looking like about tick-tock time. Yeah. So let's see. What did we discuss today? Well, we discussed T-shirts and the shows, the channel, basically. That was pretty much it. Got my daughter ready for university today, so she's off and out of the house. And I will assist her and spoil her as long as I possibly can, so that she knows I care, right? No matter what. Stay at home as long as you want. You know, if it makes it easy to keep in school, do it. Stay here, live here. If you know, if it's harder in the long run, so be it. You know, that's fine. You can take care of 3 just as easily as 2, right? It's not a big deal to have an extra person in the house who's not a regular contributor to the household, right? She's spent the last 20 years contributing. Her part was going to school. If she keeps doing that, you know, that's what you do. That's your contribution, is to work on yourself and make yourself a better person, inside and out. And if I can make that easy by allowing her to stay at home, where, you know, it's not like I'm allowing her, it's her home. It's hers just as much as it is mine or the dog's. So, unless we move altogether, I don't ever foresee her leaving. And I'm kind of hoping that, you know, yeah, if I'm around, that we do leave from here and move somewhere else. You know, or at least she does at some point, if I'm not around. You know, her and mom or her and mom and me move off somewhere else and start her next chapter somewhere new. I was talking to her about Alaska, where they, way up in northern Alaska, they still pay people to move up there, give them a furnished home and a job, and a car, you know, because they really need people up there. And I'm thinking, well, gosh, how many shrinks do they need up there? Probably a lot. She'd be the perfect candidate to move up there, you know. Sure, I'll ride those coattails if she needs me. Yes, sir, read Babarooney. Because at this point, I'm just along for the ride, man. I got very little to contribute aside from a little bit of income, you know, and then just being a dad and a husband. That's about all I can do at this point. I can't do any great, huge projects. I got so many things around the house that have to be fixed, and my handyman skills are up here, but my body skills are down here. You know, I'm like in Minecraft, when you're low on food and you're low on hearts and you're just creeping along trying to get to that bed before you fade away, right? And hopefully respawn. But that's where I'm at now. You know, every day I build up my food level a little bit, build up my hearts a little bit, but that's as much as I can do. You know, like so many things that I got to do, and I can barely manage the sit-down stuff, right? Oh, that is cold. Because I've had a dog in my lap, I haven't gotten up. Coming in, Sam. Coming in. There you go. Good boy. Good boy. He's the best buddy to sit with, man. Because he'll take that chair when you're gone. But when you come and you start sitting down, he gets right up, comes around the side, and sits with you. You know, and that's real important. thinking about putting the food together for my daughter, because we put food together twice a week for her to take to school, university. And man, she is so privileged and lucky to have her mom. And I feel honored to be the person who helps get her stuff together every day. Because like I said, I never had that when I was a kid. I never woke up to go to school with help to go to school. Never got help with my homework. There was never a lunch bag waiting for me. Very rarely was there anything to take with me to school for lunch. If I had to do a field trip, taking a lunch to school with me was so alien that I would forget that I would have, what am I going to, oh, that's right, I got a lunch. Or it would go bad or something before I'd even get to it, because we didn't know how to do lunches, right? And which was real unfortunate, because there were a lot of times where we weren't even on the school lunch program. So I would just starve all day, you know. Or get that special voucher. All right, you get this time, but you got to have your parents sign up for it. And that would go on for months, you know. Okay, but you're running up a bill and you're going to have to owe the school. Of course, they never seek to collect on school lunch money. But, you know, making my daughter's lunches, you know, it's like a kid's school lunch and an adult's work lunch on steroids, right? Because it's a big cooler, you know, a big, nice, giant cooler, you know, like 2.5 square feet, cubic feet of room with big, giant ice things in there, and waters and juices and sandwiches and chips and granola and trail mix and popcorn and all kinds of varieties of chips and crackers and you know, sliced fruit and just everything you could possibly think to maybe want during the day, you know. And then her friend comes along, they go to school together, and she dumps her stuff into the cooler and into the bag, and then they actually get to have lunch together. I mean, how cool is that, you know? And the fact that my daughter gets mom to make her these great homemade lunches and breakfasts and dinners. We'll get up and have breakfast. My daughter will sleep till 1 or 2 in the afternoon, and we'll get up and we'll have our breakfast at 9 or 10, or sometimes 11. And then mom will make extra and cover it up and leave it on the stove. And Natalie will get up and come in and warm up a plate of, you know, potatoes and pancakes and sausage and stuff, and maybe make an egg or something. And these are things that I never had growing up, right? I would get up and look around the house and go, oh man, I'm starving today. I'm starving. There's no leftovers. There's no sandwich stuff. You know, there ain't shit in the cupboard. It's like that's the way it was growing up. And I think to our meager existence now, which is comparatively, it's like almost lower than we were, you know, the poverty level we were at back then when I was a kid. It's almost on the same level or lower than it was back then, right? Because I can't work, you know. So between my wife and I, we bring in a minimal income that pretty much takes care of everything, right? Most everything, most of the time. And how I wasn't able to have food every day or clean clothes every day, and never knew where we were gonna stay every day, every month. Never knew where we were gonna, you know, go to school. Never had health insurance. Never went to the dentist. All of these things, you know, and all of these things we have at the same poverty level, right? And it's just ridiculous to think that, you know, why it couldn't have been that there were more kids in the house, right? I mean, that can't be it. So it just goes right down to parenting, you know. And my daughter has a great mother. That's all there is to it. You know, she has a fantastic mom. And her being a fantastic mom helps me to be a good dad, you know. Guides me to do the right things, you know. I will get up and do things independently, automatically, because it's what she would do, you know. It's what mom would do. What would mom do in this situation? She would do this. I don't do what I would do because I would just sit down and say, fuck it. Right? So I do what mom would do. So in that respect, everything is mom, you know. It all comes down to my daughter having the best mom in the world. And I'm going to get all choked up in here. All right. Enough boasting. I got to get the heck out of here so I can get shut down. I got to get it done. All right, people. Let's see. Everybody needs to, you know, do the usual. Be cool. Don't fuck around, man. Just be cool. All right. I'm going to get out of here so I can go about my day. All right. You know what to do out there, people. Take care of each other. Do something for yourself, but also do something for somebody else. You're not alone. Come on. Spread the love, baby. And spread peace and love along with that, because there we go. And most especially, stay weird. All right, people. Love you. Bye-bye. No, really. Adios. No, really.